That looks like a baby's head right there.
The Saffin's third baby has decided to come 3 weeks early.
But we're staying. We're staying. We're definitely staying.
What starts as a slow and steady labor comes to a grinding halt at hour 13.
But maybe they'll start to come stronger.
While Annette and John both seem calm, fears of a C-section are imminent.
Okay, all right. Let's relax.
What happens when the last resort is the birthing tub? Coming up next on A Baby Story.
Listen to me. Listen to me. I'm really tired. I'm really tired. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid.
Just picture yourself. Stop.
Annette's here, and I'm going to check her, find out how far dilated she is. Hi, Annette. How you doing? Don't you look happy? You are. You look pretty comfortable. You're pretty calm. I don't know. So far, so good. That's right. Okay. Let's see. Wow, this is interesting. You have two sort of layers of dilatation of the cervix. The outside part is 6 to 7 centimeters, and the inside part is like 3 centimeters. So the cervix is like a sleeve. So the outside part of the sleeve is really more dilated than the inside part. Now, the only concern that I might have as a practitioner is that I want to make sure that that internal os that I'm feeling is really the internal os of the cervix and not the baby's rectum. Right, because that's how it feels. It's easy to mix it up if the baby's coming breech. So the only way to make sure that you're coming head first, and that what I found is really what I described, is to do a sonogram, just to do a quick scan to make sure the baby's head first. Okay?
When Barbara told me the baby might be breech, I was very worried because I definitely didn't want to have a C-section.
That looks like a baby's head right there. See the round? That is a head that's low down in the pelvis. There it is.
So Barbara told us that the baby wasn't breached, which was very good news for us, because that's a nerve-wracking situation when you have a baby in that position. So we were very excited when she gave us the word that everything seemed like it was fine.
That's good.
Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished. Now,
we've had 2 other children, and we decided early on we wouldn't find out what the gender of the baby would be. So we don't know yet about this child, but I will tell you our oldest daughter has said we either come home with a baby brother or a puppy. And we may have to pick up a puppy on the way home just to satisfy Lydia. You know, you can't let a 4-year-old cry on Christmas.
so I think we got the approval from the attending, so we can go into the water birth now.
Great.
I know you'll be happy about that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Great.
Oh, best slippers. They're really old-fashioned.
I decided to use a midwife because I wanted to have the baby as naturally as possible.
John, did you guys have a chance to do the perineal massage that I taught you?
Yeah, we've been working on those plans
Oh, good.
since the beginning.
Did you feel there was a difference?
I did, actually. Sort of, the more recent ones, it was clearly, it seemed like it was much more flexible, much more elastic, much more open. So I think they did really help, I hope.
I had my first 2 children naturally with doctors, and there was very little intervention. But I did have a lot of tearing afterwards.
I know you're very concerned about tearing when the baby comes, so we'll do everything we can to work together to try to avoid that from happening.
And Barbara said that she could really work through that, and that there were exercises to do, and that we could work together and try to minimize that.
I believe in letting the uterus do the pushing and waiting until the baby comes all the way down to the door, and then just open the door. And so if you need to do pushing, you'll feel organically, you'll feel intuitively that the baby's right there and you need to push the baby out. So, but hopefully the uterus will, the contractions will be strong enough to allow that to happen naturally. So you don't get so exhausted from the pushing. It's pretty exhausting. Yeah.
We moved into the birthing room and we got everything situated, everything was all set up, and we were ready to have this baby. Everything looked like it was moving ahead nicely, and then the contractions just kind of stopped.
Beautiful. Thank you.
One of the suggestions Barbara gave us to get contractions going and to get the labor moving again was to start walking. So that's when we started to sort of walk up and down the hallway and try to get things moving.
Want to walk?
Okay.
Maybe I'll walk around a little bit. Keep drinking, because you know, I don't want you to get dehydrated. Got a little ice. I'll bring you down a cup of ice. Yeah.
So we walked. And walked. And walked.
Based on my experience with mothers who have had third babies, the labors are sometimes unpredictable, a little erratic, irregular, and then suddenly they just make a left turn and go into bounding labor and have the baby.
Walking finally started to work, and I was getting contractions, and they were getting stronger and closer together.
Just feel like, oh, it's good. It'll become stronger now when you're doing this.
No, I'm
Oh,
walking.
walking. You should do stair stepping or something. Stair stepping or something.
I think she's hoping once we jump started this time, it will finally carry us through.
I think it's possible to stay awake all night when you're connected to your patient and to your couple and to the experience that you're a participant in. I think it's just that energy connection that just, I don't know, I can't explain it. I'm gonna get something to eat so I don't fall over. This is unbelievable. Ham, fried potatoes, sausage, scrambled eggs, biscuits. I mean biscuits.
And as soon as that happens, we're getting the water. Okay? As soon as it kicks in, we're getting the water.
John was coaching me and encouraging me, and it was very helpful.
Alright, just try to stay focused. Just try to stay relaxed. You're still getting it? Okay, so right, breathe deeply into it. When the labor hit around 13 hours or so, I think Annette was starting to get a little frustrated with how slow things were going. So, you know, I was really trying to keep Annette positive, keep Annette focused. I was sort of whispering to her that, you know, she had come really a long way, and that she was doing a great job, that she looked great, and that the baby was really getting closer, even though it didn't feel like it. Just breathe deeply each surge. Let it grow. Let it intensify. Because all that means when it intensifies is that the baby's coming. It's working with the baby.
So Annette, I'm gonna check you again.
Okay.
Annette's having this kind of dysfunctional labor. It's really pokey. It's irregular, mild. They feel strong, then they don't, then they stop. If she lays, I mean, it's just, you know, it's very frustrating. So I am proposing to her that I break her water, because if she's having a pokey labor, the approach is to try artificial rupture of the membranes, which will stimulate the uterus to contract harder, faster, longer duration. So we're good to go to break her water? I think so, yeah. I got towels. I have towels to put underneath her. Now this will be a pelvic exam, and then you shouldn't feel anything other than just like a little bit of pressure. It's kind of like cutting your hair or cutting your fingernails. You don't really feel it. Okay. Okay, so without the bag of waters, you fall back to 5, because there's not the pressure of the bag of waters against the cervix. So that's not unusual. You'll change that once you start contracting really good.
I got worried that if my contractions didn't pick up, if the labor didn't pick up, that I would have to go into a hospital room, another room, and be induced. And if that didn't work, I would have a C-section, which I did not want.
After this water has broken, maybe the contractions now, maybe they'll start to come stronger.